Slow Groom here. Today we're gonna tear down the new Injora WG24 transmission. I bought this, so only an honest opinion here. I did crack the plate off just to make sure there was like nothing crazy, like weird tools I would have had to use. I didn't assume there was gonna be, but still worth checking out first so I can make sure I can finish this video. In the bag, you get the stickers, the updated ones, the anniversary ones, some spare screws, or they might not be spares. I think 2 of these are for the actual motor. So we're gonna pop this off. I already took 1 screw off, but we're gonna continue to take the rest off to get this cover off. Cover comes off. Now, the worm gear might not always come out with it, so if it does get stuck in here, you can just move the worm gear and it pops up. So here's the worm gear. I guess this would be considered the spur gear. And then behind that, also on this side, it's like this little recess. On this side, I don't know if you can see it. There's a small O-ring that's gonna go on it. Now looking at the worm gear, also recess on that side, and then small O-ring up here. The worm gear is gonna sit on this post right here. Nothing to it. And then that spur gear is gonna sit on this really, really tiny bearing. I don't even know if I'd want like grease in there with how tiny those are. But first thing I noticed now is that this is a completely sealed unit. So we're actually gonna be able to grease the pinion spur versus like something like, you know, even though this is the Injora metal transmission, it's still stock style, just with the adapter plate to run the purple Viper. And then you can see that, ignore that, but it's still not a sealed transmission. So we were never able to grease the spur pinion. I feel like this is gonna run quieter now that it's a completely sealed unit, but also it might add some resistance to the motor, so that might hurt your battery life. I don't know if like the reduction in the ratio because of the worm gear is gonna account for that at all. I'm really not sure how it would, unless you like change the amount of throttle you're using. You'd still be using like 100% of your throttle, or 5%, 10%, whatever it is. Next, this does not immediately seem to come off. There's 2 screws back here, so we're gonna take them off and see if that does it. Yeah, so definitely though, get a paper towel even just to install the motor. There's also actually a hidden screw right in here. The shorter screw goes in the hidden hole. The 2 longer ones go where the obvious ones were. These 2 with the little ears on it were the obvious ones. This one down here is the one that takes the shorter screw. Bearing deep inside there. And then we have 4 more screws down here. Yep, 4 screws. This comes off. This drops out. Has 2 bearings on it. No O-rings on this one. Out of the whole thing, there's 12 screws. 7 of these little ones, and then 2 of these slightly bigger ones. Gonna see how easy it is to pop this bearing out. So yeah, it's doable. just be careful, don't scratch anything up. All in all, the transmission has, oh, look at that. In the worm, not spur gear, there actually is a bearing in here. That one's hard to take out. This one, this was easy. This is the bearing that goes on this side. So there is that O-ring to shim this. I guess it's because it's worm gear. And then there's a bearing inside there. That one's pretty hard to take out. Then the two on here that go in here. No O-rings. And then just lastly, your spur. That one has the bearing that's on the case. And then just a little O-ring on it. I just noticed there's also this bearing. Tried popping it out. It's not the easiest. Ironically, I thought that the bearing that was inside of here was going to be the hardest, and it's actually the easiest one. This one's kind of a pain. This one you can just pull off. This one's a pain. Wipe the grease off. This is the grease that I use. I think it's going to be a little bit inconvenient putting motors on this, just because it's going to take like the 5 screws to take the case off, and you're going to have to pop out the gears, and it's just going to be messy because it's supposed to be greased now. So I don't know if that's going to be a downside. I kind of like it. I like the idea of it, and only where we're going to be able to tell is if we get enough people out there, drive them, see like how much abuse they can hold up. Gonna take this bearing, I'm gonna pop it on here. Gonna push this back into here. Gonna take my grease, just kind of like only getting it on the teeth. In these holes in the bottom, those recessed ones. All right, so next we're going to take this and we're going to put it over this. You have these little nubs. You're going to want to line them up on those holes. And then we're going to put one of the small screws back into this like deep hole. Take your 2 longer screws and they go into these side ones over here. Careful when you're flipping this back and forth because the worm gear that goes in here might come out. I think Injora missed a good opportunity to make it so you can run the wires like this, like down underneath it here, because they don't line up if you do. And yes, it is like scary close to the drive shaft. That drive shaft's not going to hit. If they had made the holes in the proper spot, we could have tucked our wires down here, and that would have just helped even a tiny bit with the wire weight being down low. I just took one more look at it and I realized that you can actually run the wires down this low, so that's nice. I would recommend putting my wires through here like that, because as long as you can keep them tight and keep them away from the drive shafts, there is enough room. There is enough room for the drive shafts on both sides without hitting the wires. That's gonna keep your wire job clean. It's gonna keep a little bit of that wire weight down low, which helps. Doesn't sound like much, but it helps. But anyways, back to the tear down, install, ignore how I had the wire position in that, and you can run it down lower instead. Like this. You don't have to tug it like that, like I'm going to, but I am. We're going to take the flat screws that comes with the transmission. And then we can pop this back in. That side goes into the transmission. Now we can grease it up. Pop the cover on. Put back in the 5 little screws. And that's it. That's how you take apart and put together the new Injora transmission, the WG24 worm transmission. These wires are definitely close to the drive shaft. Running it like this, down, I mean, if it comes at an angle, I don't think it's even going to be that much of an angle, so I think I'm going to be fine. If you're uncomfortable with running the wires down this way, run them up higher. That's completely fine. You can run them out here or something, but I'm going to try running them this way. So yeah, that's the Injora MG24 worm gear transmission, tear down and install. On some two-way skids, you're going to have to trim the top tabs a little bit, but if you have the Injora two-way skid, I did trim these off, but it is the Injora two-way skid. It lines up perfectly. I have a weird setup right now. I got 13 overdrive in the front and then the 18 underdrive in the back, so don't mind that, but that's full throttle. Full reverse, full throttle. Final thoughts on the Injora WG24 transmission. I really like how compact it feels. It doesn't feel like the motor's like shooting out. That's really nice, especially if you're trying to run like a scale body or something with interior. I'm not so sure, like when you run like a forward mount on a skid or angled skid, like the motor can be pushed down, which is like awesome. But like if you run it backwards, then it kind of like sticks up. Not sure if this sticks up any higher than how it was before. I'll throw a photo in real quick. Other than that though, if you're going to run your battery like up here, that's going to be a problem. Back here is going to be a problem. If you run your battery back here, that's fine. I don't, because it hurts weight bias and I don't think it's the best for performance, but do whatever you want. Other than that, I enjoy it. It definitely is quieter. I'm really enjoying like having grease the pinion, because like it is silent. Like I know you can't tell it's not running right now, but it just feels so much smoother. And even though like the rig is slower, it's definitely putting the power down though. Now I don't feel like I have to compensate for like low throttle on like the ESC tune. I might be able to just use more regular throttle and control it more like a normal RC car, which is pretty awesome. Gonna have to get like some measurements. I'll definitely do a follow-up on this when I start like torch testing it. I don't like though that we're kind of stuck to like, at least to my knowledge, 0.3 mod gears. Like I don't know if they have the idler gear and if they have the transfer / worm gear in 0.4 mod or anything like that. So that's definitely going to be a little bit limited, but if you already have the Injora Purple Viper or the Gold Viper, then yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I could definitely see what people might like about it. It definitely seems like it might get rid of some of the cogging too. All right, everyone, stay slow, stay sideways, and most importantly, keep on vermin.